Good afternoon, everybody. This is Jack again with Jack Does Websites, coming at you with a complete tutorial today for Google Ads, complete beginner's guide as well for somebody that's never done it before. So what you're going to want to start out here is by going to ads.google.com. You're going to sign in. You're going to need a Google account. I just logged into a nice throwaway here on the incognito so I could show you everything from the set go. So you're going to type new Google Ads account. It's going to start like this. We're eventually wanting to get out of this. So one thing I will say is please don't do this. You want to switch to expert mode. I did this initially. The return on investment is just garbage. There's small amount of changes that you can do. It's going to be completely useless. Then next, all these kinds of things depend upon what you're trying to do. But this guide is primarily for people that have a service business and are trying to get phone calls for their business for services. So what I like to do is website traffic right there for you. And then you want to just do the search, display ads, and not the best, honestly. Search ads, very much better. Then you're going to want to type in your website. This is just my personal website right here. And then you're as well going to want to set up conversion tracking. Eventually, I'll link a video down below once I make that video to show you how to set up complete conversion tracking, because you're going to want to know how well your ads are actually performing. We're going forward, you just do that. And then today we're just going to be making ads for pressure washing. You do not want to show up in the search network. What the search network is for instance, if you type in pressure washing here, you don't want to show up for these things. Like if somebody's typing pressure washing in YouTube, they're most likely not looking. So you're going to want to disable the search and the display here. There's a couple more settings. I really wouldn't mess with these. This is essentially a start and end date. If you're just trying to run a campaign for a week just to test the ads out, you can select a stop date just so that you stop getting charged for this. What we're going to be doing further on is targeting in audiences. The main location, I'm just in the United States, is going to be a nice local area right here for me. So we're just keeping it in the United States. People that I'm talking to speak English. The ads are in English. If you do speak Spanish or another language, you can then add those in there. But I recommend your ads being in that language though. So it's a lot easier for people to understand it. Nothing to do with audiences here yet. You're going to want to have to set up a budget for yourself per month. $5 is a good one per day. $150 per month. Initially, you're going to want to just set up for clicks. You can set up a maximum cost per click bid. I already personally know how much mine is due to the keyword research that we're going to go into later on. But initially, you probably won't want to check this because you won't have an idea just yet. A couple other things. Again, just make sure that you're setting up conversion tracking is so important, and I'll make another video on that here soon for you. Ad rotation, don't mess with it much. Ad schedule, if you want, change it to when your business is actually open. If you're doing shopping, you're always going to be open. For online e-commerce, doesn't really matter in that case. You can keep it however you want in that case. I always optimize for the best performing ads. If you want, initially you can choose to do not optimize, just so that your, what it says here, lower performing ads will run about as much as a higher performing ads. This is allowing you to test a little bit more, but I usually just go with the optimize. You're as well going to want to eventually set up some site links here. A couple of them can be like free estimates, about us, contact us. You just want to put a small description here for them. That's not really what we're trying to go into. We're just trying to get your first ad set up here. You also can do call. If your business, for instance, mine is a service business, I want people to call, so I put my phone number in there and then get it going off of that. You also can have a couple of other ones for call out extensions for your business as well. At the moment, kind of useless, but some people like to, like if you have a physical location, may be useful for that. Message extensions, lead form, I've never really done. I've tried this, it doesn't work that well. App extension, if you're trying to sell an app online. Structured snippet. Let's keep going. Okay, so for some reason this is already set up, even though this is a random account, but we will completely get rid of all of this, and we're going to go with keywords for pressure washing. At the moment, don't even worry too much about what you're filling out here. We're just trying to get through. So you want to save and continue. And what we're really trying to do is get to the keywords. So you just want to save and continue here again so that we can understand what keywords we're actually targeting here. All right, and then now we're setting up for the billing here. One thing, just contact. If you have a promotional code, I really recommend putting one on there. Usually you can find that on your Google My Business if you have one here as well. Let me show you. If you've never ran ads before, they usually like to set you up with a little thing right here for $100 free. Claim your credit right here. You'll have a link to it, and then you can just put that promotional code in there. Really what I recommend. Because whenever you spend $50, they'll give you a $100 credit back. Then you just want to type in your business. Just wanted to drop another little thing in here between. So if you guys are enjoying this, please like, subscribe. It helps out the algorithm a lot. If you could just comment down some questions that you're having during this time as well. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoy the rest of the video. All right, I'm back and we got the information in there. You're going to want to explore your campaign now. And so this is where we're actually going to be getting things done. So what you're going to want to come up here is to the keyword planner. So tools, settings, keyword planner. This is really the meat and potatoes of where we're trying to go with what we're trying to find out. So what my example here is for pressure washing. So what we're going to do is type in pressure washing. This is our main keyword for whenever somebody searches in Google for what they're looking for. So boom, click that in there, easy peasy. If you're trying to find out where you're specifically located, make sure that you're in the correct place. Some people have different search inquiry amounts, but a general rule key is just going for the United States, and eventually we'll space this down further on. So what we're looking at is pressure washing. That's a good one. And then we have pressure washing near me. That's a great one. Power washing near me. So I'm really just looking for pressure washing services. That's a great one. Pressure cleaning. That's decent. As you can see, there's a lot of ones that are very useless to me. So for instance, pressure washer, Costco. Completely useless. I don't want to do that. That'll eventually be something we add as a negative keyword. So after that, we're just going to add these to the new group. This is called pressure washing. And initially these are going to be broad match. What I'll do is now show you kind of the differences. So we have all those added into there. We're going to get out of the keywords. This is just a nice, clean, quick and easy tutorial here. So we can go into depth eventually, but what you're going to want to do is just find the words that you think are the most useful and have the highest commercial intent for your customers to want to go towards. So then we're going to get out of the keyword planner right there. Let's go back into the main. All right, here we are. And then now we have this ad group right here, pressure washing, and then we're going to want to add some ads to this. So you can add a text ad right here. Final URL, it's going to go to our website. Headline 1. So what you can do for this as well is you can just type in pressure washing. And a lot of other people have ads. So for instance, we love pressure washing any surface, guaranteed clean. Pretty useless in my opinion because somebody's not going to really understand what's going on with this ad here. So one thing that I would say is you're trying to find it and niche it down to exactly what they're looking for. So now that we have this, I'm going to show you just a couple of examples that I already have for pressure washing that'll be very useful to a person, okay? So for instance, this is a great one right here. This is back on my real campaign now. We have pressure washing near you, schedule a free estimate today, reclaim your beautiful home. So this is one of our highest converting ones with the highest click-through rate. As a rule of reference, a average click-through rate is about 2%. So you can see that these are very good ads. and that they're working well. Then as well, licensed and insured since I believe 2018 as well. So you can see what's really useful here is ones they have very high um, click-through rate. So that's a big thing about it, is you're looking for ones that eventually will have high click-through rates. So when you're making the ads, just go full circle here. You're going to want to make sure it has the keyword that you're demonstrating that you want to go for. You're going to want to make sure that's relevant to the person, so near you. You're going to want to tell them what you're giving them, so a little bit of upfront value. You're going to give them a free estimate, and then what's going to happen. Reclaim your beautiful home. So as you can see, these are very, very useful ones, and they've worked so far, and they seem to continue to work as well. So description 1 is then what you're going to say is, we provide exceptional pressure washing services to all of Central Illinois. Schedule an estimate. Train professionals to help remove mold and mildew. Protect your home. Check us out. And this is exactly what they're looking for. So you want to know what your customers are looking for. For instance, for an HVAC company, do you offer 24/7 service? You may even want to put that in the front of the headline, like 24/7 service right there, okay? That's another very important thing with it. So make sure that you're always hyper targeting it for the customer, and so that they understand what's important to them. So now you have your first one set up here, and then you can as well add some extensions like I was talking about in the past. So some of these are the site link. These just go to links inside of our website so that people can look at them. This really works well on mobile. I don't know if it's going to show up here, but what you're essentially wanting to do is, yep, here we go. What you're essentially wanting to do is make sure that your ad looks as big as possible, right? So you want it to be very big, prominent. People, this almost takes up 2 spots for these two here. So somebody, whenever they're looking, they're automatically seeing this and they understand what they're looking at very quickly. You can add a couple other things. So we do multiple services. We do house washing, gutter cleaning, roof cleaning. Contact us. That's another great one. Works pretty well with conversions. And then services, we have a phone number one as well. We don't have a location because we don't really want people to go to our location. We always go to their location, of course. And so there's that. And then going forward, once you have enough keywords, we have quite a few here. This is not the overall, but we have quite a few here. And then now we can talk about setting up the differences between broad match. So broad match, I would really not recommend this when you're trying to add it. This is just an example. So car charger for sale. This match search could be car charger mats. So this word's not here at all, but because 2 of these words are here, you can get that match. So this can be completely useless. For instance, when we're doing pressure washing, that could lead to people clicking on pressure washer, and you could waste thousands of dollars just because a person's not even the search intent. You had to always be thinking about what's the search intent for your customer. You could also do the broad match modifier. So how that's done is plus car, plus charger, plus for sale. That means that everything has to be in there for it to work as well. And then it's kind of like exact match, but then you could have extra things at the end there too. And it also changes the order. So you see car, charger, car for sale. With those broad match, it just needs to have all 4 of these in there, and it could be in any order. For the phrase match, car charger for sale has to be in there. That exact phrase match has to be in there, and then they can add additional things. The only thing different then afterwards is to have exact match. All right, so exact match is car charger for sale, has to be that. There's no other things you can't add online that won't be there. Has to be car charger for sale. Another super crazy one that you could really do is phrase match modifier plus phrase dot match car charger for sale. So that has to be in there, but it can change and there can be different things inside of there. So car charger plus car dot charger for sale for the iPhone. So what I would really recommend is staying away from broad match as much as you can. I oftentimes use phrase match and then go into having a crazy amount of negative keywords. Negative keywords are, if I was to put a negative keyword in there for the word online, whenever I have phrase match for car charger for sale and they typed in this, it would not show up. But if they typed in expensive car charger for sale or local car charger for sale, it would still show up because I do not have a negative keyword for that. If they typed in local car charger for sale online, that search would not show though. So you can do this for a lot of specific things. For instance, free. If people are looking for pressure washing jobs, that would be useless because that's not what I'm trying to pay money to get people to work for me, okay? And so how you do that then is you have all your keywords here. Again, I show you, we use a lot of just the phrase matches because we find that they work out very well. And we have over 1,400 negative keywords in here. So what I like to do is you can hit plus. We use a negative keyword list, and then we search from the net list, and it's called negative. And then you save. And you can add any keywords into that. So what I like to do is then you go into your campaign, go into the negative keywords, you go into the list I have here, and you can see we have over 1,300. I'll just go through a couple here just to show you what's really useful. So for instance, can I, should I, would I, why? We have a lot of negative keywords for that because they're completely useless. And if you'd like, I can make a video here if you guys drop it down in the comments about how I found out literally all of these native keywords. A lot of them are trial and error, but you can definitely work on it to make sure that you have some by looking through the search queries. So if you'd like a video like that, I'll make one in the future for you. Another thing, just kind of for the negative keywords, I really recommend putting negative keywords on your competition so that your ads do not show up for them. Because if somebody's typing in, one of our competitors is AMG, they're most likely to want to just click on AMG, even if they see our ad and accidentally click our ad, costing us money. Then they go to our website, find out we're not AMG, and then they go back to it. So unless you're absolutely a monster in your industry, I really don't think that you should be putting those native keywords on there. So then I'm going to kind of go all the way full circle here just to show you everything that's going on and completely go back into it. So what you're going to want to do initially is once you get to here, I'll show it on the easy one here. What you're going to want to do is you go to your overview, and then what you're going to want to do is set up an ad for it. I would set up a couple ads, eventually a responsive search ad. I'll make another video on that too. But what you're going to want to do is have it go to your website, have a nice headline here that talks about the exact keyword that they're looking for in it. So for instance, pressure washing near me. And then you're going to want to say free estimates, schedule now. Something nice, easy, helps them along with the process, helps them understand. And then you can say maybe the after effect, for instance, you get shoes, you get anything with that, okay? Boom, boom, boom. You can change this a little bit if you want, like for instance, pressure washing. This isn't actually the link. What this is just how it shows up right there. So you can still have the final URL of adwordspressurewashing.com, but it'll change there. Then you also want the description. Talk about a little bit of the things that you can provide. For instance, we take the mold and mildew off your house. We take the hassle out of cleaning your castle. Nice, easy, transitional things that a person understands what's going to go on with the process, because you don't want any calories to be burned on somebody trying to understand what your ad is. You want it to be simple, easy, quick, fast with it so that they have no problems. And then so you'll add that there. And then what you can do is you can add some extensions here. I would create some, do one for your phone number. Look at here, call out extension, free delivery, 24/7, membership deals. You want to put a couple extra things that are enticing, again, because you'll increase your ad spot there, and I don't believe it costs you any more, but it'll help you stand out from the competition and allow you to be seen and have more information out there for somebody to make an informed decision, okay? And then afterwards, you're going to want to go to your keywords, make sure that you're using all the ones that you want, using the parentheses right here. You can also just trade it to, or not parentheses, but the quotation marks just for the phrase match. You can do modified phrase match, and you can do the phrase match modifier as well. Really depends. If you have a crazy amount of negative keywords, over 1,400 like I do, you can usually get away with phrase match. And then when you're looking through the searches from what people have searched, even on top of that, you will still have bunk advertising. Just to say, it's not going to be perfect. We've definitely still came and phased out more and spent hundreds of dollars on phasing out even more phrase words. But over time, your campaign's just going to keep getting stronger and stronger. And then as well, you're going to want to add some negative keywords. Again, I'm going to make a video on it, but a couple easy ones to add are your competitors, Amazon, Costco, adding words that cheap, jobs, description, who, what, where, when, why, things like that, because those don't really show much commercial intent unless you're trying to go for that. If you're trying to have an educational spree, feel free to add those. It's going to be more useful. And then as well, one last thing is if you're in a service industry, I really would work on, well, here's another thing too. Depends upon how the age of your person is, but you're going to want to end up probably negating people that are 18 to 24. If somebody's 18 to 24, they probably don't own a house and they probably don't have enough money for me to be able to do any pressure washing. And your demographics will speak for that. After you get a little bit of information in here, it's going to come out and you're going to have an understanding of it afterwards. And then, so that's basically all there is with it at the moment. You can change the location. I don't know why location isn't popping up here, but you can set it to where your location is within a certain radius. We usually do 50 miles around where we're at. I don't have any other need to go any further than that, and I don't want to travel any further. So what you really wanted to do, just to wrap it all up, you want to make ads that convert, that customer understands, and then you're going to want to filter out and put on as many negative keywords as you can, because you don't want customers being on there and wasting your ad space. So if you need any help with this, do you have any other additional questions, you think I should add anything else, feel free to drop it down in the comments. Like, subscribe. We're coming out with bangers every day, always making more videos, and it's good to see y'all. Peace out.